Let's make ratatouille. For this ratatouille, we're gonna roast some vegetables for like the tomato sauce. So I have some Campari, C-A-N-P-A-R-I. So I think it's, was it Campari tomatoes? Campari tomatoes, and I have some grape tomatoes. So we're gonna go ahead and roughly just chop those up. On my sheet, I've washed them. I've cleaned and washed them thoroughly. So we're gonna go ahead and just roughly chop them into fours and put them on the baking sheet. All right, so we have different peppers here. So I'm just gonna do a roughly chop on the colored peppers that I've cleaned and washed. I'm gonna do two types of onions. I'm gonna do red and white onion, or yellow onion. So I have some red onion here. So we have some white onion here, and I'm just gonna cut them in threes and half. So I have a whole garlic. So we're just gonna cut off the top of the garlic. So in here, you basically want, you know, the top to be cut off. And so I have some foil, and you want to kind of set it upward. You take your olive oil, you drizzle the olive oil in there, and you drizzle a little bit of salt. And then you're just going to close this up, and we're going to let that roast with the rest of the vegetables. And so we're gonna season these vegetables. So we have some olive oil. So you're gonna drizzle a nice amount of olive oil on here. And then you have some seasoned pepper. You know, I love my seasoned pepper. I'm gonna put seasoned pepper. Salt. A little bit of salt for flavor. And then we have this fig. I got this from Whole Foods, fig balsamic dressing. These are just a little sweet. You know, you don't want to drizzle, just drizzle a little bit. And then we're gonna mix all of this around. I'm just gonna use my hands. And we're just gonna get it all mixed around in there. Yeah, so we finished roasting our peppers. So now we're gonna put them in the blender to make our tomato sauce for our ratatouille. I've finished the roasted garlic, so we're just gonna squeeze that in here. Get all the roasted garlic squeezed in here. Now we're gonna put some fresh herbs in here. So we have some fresh basil. We have some fresh oregano and some fresh thyme. So we're gonna put a little bit of butter in here. I'm gonna put butter in here just to give it a little creaminess to it. I like my tomato paste with a little bit of smokiness, so we're gonna put some smoked paprika. I'm gonna season it with, you know, my favorite, seasoned pepper. A little bit of salt, not a lot, because when we roasted it, we put some salt in there. And then we have our vegetable stock. Pour all that in there. All right, y'all, so we have just finished our tomato sauce for our ratatouille. So I'm gonna go ahead and pour a little bit into our baking dish at the bottom of it. You don't have to put a lot, just enough. And the rest of this sauce I can make spaghetti or something with. So what I have is I have zucchini. So you want to slice them really thin like this, really, really thin. If you have a mandolin, you can do it. I just did it with a knife, but you want to get them nice and thin. It's nice if you can get them also kind of the same size, but that's kind of hard, you know, dealing with whatever the vegetable is. So I have zucchini, I have squash, I have Japanese or Asian eggplant, and we have tomato. So we're just gonna go around We just finished it. It looks really, really pretty. All the colors are together. So now we're gonna just brush it with this. This is olive oil, basil, thyme, oregano, and pepper flakes. Just brush it down. It looks so pretty. It turned out really nice, y'all. I'm proud of myself. A little bit of salt. Pepper. I've already preheated the oven at 375 degrees. And I made this homemade parchment paper that I'm gonna put so it'll lay perfectly over the top. And I put a little hole in it so it can steam on there. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna cook this for like 30 minutes at 375, and then we'll check it, and then we'll see if it needs another 20 minutes because it's like about 40 to 45 minutes. So we'll just check it and see, make sure the vegetables are nice and soft. Okay, y'all, so while ratatouille is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and start this French bread. So I just got a little small loaf of French bread this way. I've already preheated the oven at 375 degrees. And so I'm gonna use some of that same fresh herbs and olive oil. So I'm gonna brush that on the French bread and sprinkle a little bit, not a whole lot, just a little on the bread. Okay, y'all, so we're getting ready to review this ratatouille. So I'm gonna cut a little bit of the bread, the French toast bread that I had. And we'll get a spoon for some vegetables. Go in for a little bit. Maybe I'll cut it a little bit. We're gonna go with the vegetables. We got our squash, our zucchini, our tomatoes. It's good with the bread, y'all. You get the flavors from those tomatoes, the tomato sauce. Then you have that crusty bread with the fresh herbs and the cheese on the crusty bread. You got those fresh vegetables. It's good. I think you could put this even with pasta. Like, take this, put some spaghetti, put your pasta over it. But it's nice, it's springy. So it's not real heavy either. It's kind of a lighter taste. So this is good. Like I said, I have the bread, you have the ratatouille, you serve it like that. It's a great dish to make. It's pretty, so the presentation will be perfect. To get this recipe and more, go to divinecuisine.com. Love y'all.